What's going on YouTube? This your boy Atruckernamedjay checking in, man. Oh, let me take a drink of water. Man. All right, so let's get to the nitty-gritty. Let's get straight to it, man. Over the course of my first 2 years of my trucking career, I have made a lot of decisions, as you guys have known. I've talked about them on multiple occasions, but I've made a lot of decisions that were poorly thought out, that were um, emotional, impulsive, just thinking about the right now, not looking down the line, which is why all of those decisions I end up leaving. It's funny because all of the companies up until this point, I left them the same way I got there. With CRST and Trans Am, even though I still don't consider CRST a company, because the situation how I left was not something that was planned. It just happened to happen like that. And it was a school, so let's say with Trans Am and Abilene, it was just like, you know what, fuck it, I'm tired of this, I'm gone. With Abilene and Swift, you know what, I'm tired of this, fuck it, I'm gone. And then Swift with the port, that was just like, that was more so, I've never been tired of Swift. I just had fell into that. I drank the Kool-Aid and was like, let me go local, you know what I'm saying? And therefore, so forth and so forth. But none of those decisions were, they weren't calculated, they weren't thought out, they weren't planned upon. They was just spur of the moment, let's go. And I believe that's why my trucking career has, done this, you know. However, always when I came back to Swift, it was 50%, 50 reacting that the local life wasn't what I thought it was, or at least the port life, because I guess there's a difference between port life and local drivers, which I don't really see the difference in the scheduling, because you still only have 24 hours in a day. So people be in the comments trying to make it seem like there's a big difference between driving for someone at the port and having an actual local job. Maybe in pay it is. I would assume. I would assume there's a difference there. But as far as the 20, you only have 24 hours. So no matter what you do locally, you're not gonna have a lot of time left for home and all that. That's the reason I didn't like it. It had nothing to do with the pay, because I could have made 60,000, chilling, home every other day, home on the weekends. But it was the time. You know what I mean? That's what I didn't like about it. So, so it was 50% me tired of the port, but 50% me also looking further down the line, because when I realized that, what I want to get out of trucking. And I never had that plan coming in. Anyways, so when I came back out here with Swift, it was always thinking, okay, what's my next move going to be? And not even my next move. What am I, like, I've been doing a lot of, just reacting, but when am I actually going to sit down and put together a plan? When am I going to actually sit down and try to figure out what I want to do? I want to build something. I want to be a part of something great, but how do I get there? How do I get from where I am now to where I want to be, which is something I've never done. And so I just started thinking, and what I did was I put together a plan. And this plan, well, see, the thing is, it's funny because the original plan was that of me going to do the same thing over again, become a lease driver at Swift and continue to train, which would have netted and gross great money. Don't make no mistake about it, but it started to become less about the money and more about, okay, and then what? You know what I'm saying? Like, the next 3 years I make $100,000 take home, and then what? You know what I mean? Like, what? Like, part of my mistakes have been that I've made the money. Making the money is easy. No disrespect to anybody who thinks this hard. Making money is easy, but I had to realize what is it that I want to do with this money once I make it. What is like, you know what I'm saying? Because if you don't know how to handle things, ain't no point in getting them, acquiring them, because you're gonna lose them, which is what you saw from my journey. So it's just like I had to think past the money, think past the right now, and realize, you know what? I'm not even ready to lease a truck. I'm not even ready to be an owner operator, nor do I know if I will be in a year. So if part of my purpose for coming back to Swift was to be a lease operator, and now I don't even know, you know what I'm saying? So now it's okay, do I want to stay at Swift and be a company driver? Which isn't a bad deal whatsoever. It's not bad whatsoever. And that actually was probably the closest thing to what I was going to do. Because I can make great money as a company driver solo. I can make even better money as a mentor, even though it seems impossible to get a student these days. But we'll talk about that in another video. But it's like, okay, cool. Stay as a company driver and make good bread. And then what? You know what I'm saying? So, like, I'm trying to get in a pattern of looking past the next move. Looking past right now and the next year. That's been my problem. I've only been looking at a year, 2 years, 3 years. I'm not thinking 5, 10, 15. So it's like, okay, then what? Oh, I'll figure it out when I get there. Well, that's been my problem the first 2 years of my trucking career, about trying to figure it out when I get there, and then I get there, and shit go haywire, and I have no plan, and then I fall over the place. Stand for something or fall for anything. And what you have been watching me do for the past 2 years is fall for fucking anything. And I'm tired of it. Yes, it has gotten me money, but that's it. And money only gets you so far if you don't know what to do with it. You know what I mean? So it's just like, I had to really sit, and I had to talk with some people and just kind of just gauge a lot of different situations, because it's a lot of, despite what people may think, like, it's still a lot of opportunities that I could go pursue. You know what I mean? And basically what I came to the conclusion is, I'm leaving Swift. I am going to leave Swift, and I'm going to pursue a business situation in trucking, and I'm going to do that because I can't go into full details as of yet, per arrangements made by me in this business. However, I can tell you that it is a business that it's going to benefit me right now, a year from now, and 15 years from now. I can honestly and wholeheartedly say, on my own hand on the stack of Bibles, on my son's life, that it's going to be the last situation that I deal with, as far as the trucking industry. Now I have goals outside of trucking with what I want to do, maybe real estate, maybe investing and all that, but I'm nowhere near that right now. To try to bank on that right now would be ignorant of me, because I'm nowhere near that. I have to get this situation in line, as well as my personal life in line, before I even start to try to branch out and do anything elsewise. But again, I do feel like I still have a lot of time, which is part of the reason I'm working on my health, to prolong my life, God willing, you know what I'm saying, and live to 60, 70, 80. But yeah, so it's nothing personal with Swift whatsoever. This is probably the first decision that I've made in my trucking career that won't be based off emotion, that won't be based off impulse, and won't be based off of a immediate need. You know what I mean? More so a long-term need. So, I still love Swift. I'm not gonna tell them. I'm not gonna give them a 2 weeks notice, because when you give a trucking company a 2 weeks notice, they kind of dick you around. I've seen it. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna continue to drive. I probably will be here for at least another month and a half. Which is again something I've never done, because normally when I decide I'm leaving out in another week, I'm gone. I'm not doing that in this situation. I'm going to still try to get a student, because I will have enough time to do a student. And I have to do my DOT physical over in March anyways, because I had to get a 90-day reading on my CPAP. So around that time is probably when I'll go ahead and part ways with this company And unfortunately, this probably be, the last time I'll ever be with this company, obviously. But I really like Swift, man. Swift has done great things for me. Even though I played the fuck out of Swift a couple of times, they never held it against me as I felt Abilene did. You know what I mean? But then again, Abilene is a smaller company, so they're more likely to hold grudges. But I believe in this situation that I'm going in, man. This business situation I'm going with. It'll put me in a situation where I can fully use my experience to generate the most money, but it's not solely on me, if that makes sense. It allows me to go and grow. It allows me to go and learn. One of the biggest mistakes I made when leasing was I didn't fully understand the industry and the situation that I was putting myself in when I did it, even though it was easy, because all I had to do was put a student in the truck and drive. Again, when I made that money, I didn't fully understand how to continue to allow that money to work for me, whereas me just spending it on materialistic happiness or materialistic lies, you know what I mean, or uncomfortable lies. And I'm saying lies, not lives. I watched my last video. It sounded like I was saying life. I'm saying comfortable lie, L-I-E, as in lying, as in, portraying something that it's not, whatever. But, so yeah, man, that's the big announcement, if you will. Big announcement. Again, it's not, I'm not really upset. I'm not really, it feels good because it's a clear-minded decision. You know what I mean? I know people are going to, oh, you're a company hopper. Again, I own my truth. I know this. Okay, that's fine. Say what you will. Oh, this will make your 18th company in 3 years. Hey, man, it's part of life sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, you got to keep moving till you find what's best for you. But you keep moving. But the reason why I've kept moving was because I didn't think it all the way through. Whereas this decision, I do believe like I'm thinking it through, you know what I mean? So we're going to see how it would go, how it happens. I would move sooner because I ain't going to lie. Emotions is trying to find their way into this decision because I'm getting upset with the process of getting a student with Swift. Because it's like, what's the point of giving your mentors all this extra money when they can't get a student? But it's like, so I was thinking about just go ahead and move and leaving and moving now. But it's like, no, I got bills at home that I have to maintain. Right now I'm good on all those. So to leave now would put me in a strain, in a mental situation where I have to, rush or make things happen right now. And I just don't want to do that. I don't want to put myself in a situation where I'm making emotional decisions, you know what I'm saying? Which is why I believe that this situation is a lot different. And the people that I'm going to work with, man, I put my trust in them. I know them personally, and they're invested in me, meaning that they would benefit from not only me doing good financially, but me doing good as a person. You know what I mean? So, and I know that they care about my outcome, if that makes sense. Whereas a regular company like a Swift or a Prime or whatever, they would, because Prime was definitely an option as well, but they would be invested in my financial as long as the truck's making money. But the place I'm going to is invested in Jamar. They invested in JJ. You know what I'm saying? They're invested in the future for those two individuals, which makes a big difference for me because I know these people. You know what I mean? So I feel very confident about it. Hey, man, you do what you got to do when the time comes. You got to look for the future. Like, for example, think about all these trades that just happened in the NBA. It's the same situation. You look at the Lakers, and they gave away their two young boys, was it Clarkson and Lance Jr., but they're doing that to prepare for the future, and it's the same thing I'm doing. As a free agent, I'm going to free agency, clearing my cap and all that to prepare for a more prosperous future. You know what I mean? So, It's probably a horrible analogy, but I use it anyways. What are you gonna do? I'm not gonna remake this 15-minute video. But so yeah, man, I just hope for well wishes, even though I know criticism is gonna come, but I would expect nothing less because of my past and because of my inconsistency. So a lot of my subscribers aren't so much trolls. They just don't have faith in me because of my actions, and I understand that. So I'm not gonna say I really care a lot about it, but I do notice what I need to do to change those perceptions of me, because they're gonna come. I can see it now, I can hear it now, but it's cool. It's cool. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully that this situation will turn. Will not hopefully, but when this situation turns into what I believe it will, I think a lot of people will change their view on me. At least I hope they do. You know what I mean? Because I'm definitely putting my pride aside for this situation. This is definitely something where I'm not gonna go and be the head dog, but I'll more likely be on an even playing field with these people and with the business, and it'd be more like a partnership. And it may not seem like it, but it is. You know what I mean? So yeah, so we're gonna see what happens, and I'll keep you guys updated. Again, I'm not gonna drive my Swift truck any different than what I've been doing. I'm still gonna try to get as much miles as possible, make as much money as possible. I'm still here at the terminal. I'll be pulling out tomorrow, hopefully. I was supposed to go to the winter simulator class today, but the class that I was supposed to go to got canceled, so I'm just gonna go tomorrow morning. And then I have to do some what else I gotta do? Oh, laundry. And then I'm gonna go talk to driver services, and hopefully I can get a student. If not, I'm not gonna lie. If I can't get a student from Atlanta, like the two biggest refrigerated terminals is the Atlanta terminal and the West Valley. And they neither one of them had students when I was there. I had Washington. I'm not gonna be bouncing around trying to find and hoping and praying for students. It's just, at this point, you know what? If I could just make my clean $1,000 a week solo for the next month and a half, and stack my bread, to make the transition process easier, then that's what I'm gonna do. So, but we'll see what happens. Of course, I'll definitely update you guys, if I do, if I do get a student. If I don't, and I'll probably do a live feed. May do a live feed later tonight. I really like seeing how my live feeds have grown. I know, like, it used to be just a bunch of angry back and forth with trolls, and a lot of like dead air space, but I definitely see a lot of positive reaction, especially with my night riders. So salute to the night riders who be coming through. But so if you haven't already, come check out one of my live feeds, man. It'll definitely be a positive situation, which any type of positive any reaction I can get is definitely definitely a blessing on some real, you know what I mean? So, but as always, stay positive. Ooh, I just messed up. Stay safe. No. Stay safe, hold on. Wait a minute. Brain fart. Stay safe, stay positive, stay productive. Whew. It just took me forever to get that out. Man, God Family Trucking, we gone.